Chapter 1. When Bad Things Happen. Late one night, Trent was crushing down the highway when a stray cow decided to cross the road. Trent swerved but hit the cow head on. His car rolled. The cow died. Trent survived. Trent fixed his car, but his troubles weren't over. Trent needed to relax. He went fishing and cut his foot on a rock. It was a small cut, but it wouldn't heal. To be safe, Trent saw a doctor. The doc said, "Forget it. It is only an inflamed tendon." But when his right foot became the size of a watermelon, Trent sought a second opinion. The surgeon told him, "You have a massive infection. You might lose your leg." Trent spent the next 10 days in hospital. They saved his leg. Back at work, Trent was driving down a country road and rounded a corner to discover an out-of-control Toyota Corolla on the wrong side of the road coming straight at him. Trent hit the brakes and the Corolla. Trent survived, but his troubles weren't over. Trent had gotten some financial advice. He invested all his money with a company called Storm Financial. Everything was perfect until the global financial crisis, when Storm Financial hit the perfect storm. Trent survived, but Storm Financial didn't. Trent lost his life savings. Trent's story is your story and my story. Why do bills and bad drivers come in bunches? Do we have control over seemingly random events? Or is life a lottery of stray cows and rampant bacteria? We shall get to this shortly. When good things happen. Jane is 30 and single. All her girlfriends have boyfriends or husbands. Jane wanted one too. She wondered, what is wrong with me? Finding a man became her obsession. Whenever she walked into a supermarket or an elevator or onto a plane, she would ask herself, will he be there? He never was. Whenever she did have a date, it evaporated. The guy got pneumonia and cancelled. The guy's Italian grandmother had a heart attack and he left the country. Jane tried internet dating and hated it. Finally, she had had enough. She told herself, I don't need a man. I shall do some study. I shall get a dog. She joined an online Chinese language class. She reconnected with old girlfriends. She went to the theater. She started enjoying life. She bought a puppy, and you can guess the rest. The day she ditched the idea of a boyfriend, men began showing up by the truckload. A handsome neighbor rescued her puppy from the stairwell and took her out for her coffee. A friend from high school, complete with the "I am just divorced and you are the only girl I ever loved" routine, tracked her down on Facebook. Her landlord's brother came to change a light bulb and stay for breakfast. She wasn't looking, she wasn't even trying. She never spent 1 minute in a seedy bar. It just happened. Why is that? When good things happen, more good things happen. Is it a coincidence? Does this ever happen to you? You are about to phone someone you haven't called in a month when suddenly she calls you. You hear about an interesting book and decide you want to read it. Next day, you walk into a friend's house or a junk shop, or you step onto a train and there it is. You start humming an old song and then turn on the radio and it's playing. Or this, you are out on a date and you have the thought, I would really hate to meet my ex-husband. You walk into the restaurant and there he is with his new fiancée. You buy a new car and tell yourself, I hope I don't scratch it. Within 24 hours, some kid demolishes your tail light with a runaway shopping cart. You spend a year planning a skiing vacation. You tell yourself, I hope I don't get sick. You catch the flu on the flight out and spend the week in your hotel room. We may explain these things away as coincident. It's more than that. Quantum physics has now proven what spiritual masters have taught for 3000 years. Thoughts affects matter and everybody and everything is connected. Thoughts are real things. Your thoughts create your circumstances. But what is only half the story? What matters most is how you feel. This book is about why good things happen when we are feeling good, why bad things happen when we are feeling bad, and how to feel better so that more good things happen. In the process, you may get some insight into why bad things sometimes happen to good people, why placebos work and diets don't, why rich people make money even by accident, why Jen now has boyfriends coming out her ears, whether you get the job of your dreams, whether you stay healthy, or whether you find your perfect life partner depends on how you feel. How life works may confirm what logic told you is impossible, but a part of you always knew. Your life is not a lottery. It never has been. The red BMW. When I was 26, I drove an old Datsun 180B. I wanted a nice car and I had a budget of $10,000. I had friends who stuck photographs of their goals on their refrigerators. They told me, what you plant in your subconscious mind you attract. So I cut out a color picture of a bright red 320i BMW from a magazine and stuck it on the wall above my desk at home. Nobody saw it. I told no one about the car I wanted. From time to time I imagined how it would feel to drive a 320i, but I did nothing about it. A few weeks later, I was in a coffee bar chatting with my buddy Steven. He loved cars. He asked me, why don't you get yourself a decent set of wheels? I said, I am planning to. But I never told him what car I wanted or what my budget was. A month went by and I bumped into Steven. He said, there is a great little car for sale in a yard in Franklin St. I said, what is it? He said, a BMW. Now he had my interest. What model? 320i. What color? Bright red. How much? He said, it's $11,500, but you could offer $10,000. My eyes almost popped out of my head. I thought, this is weird. I bought the car for $10,000 and figured the whole thing was a coincidence. After 30 years of watching these things happen and studying people who make things happen, I know it wasn't. Hundreds of books have been written about the power of the subconscious mind, including Think and Grow Rich, Cybernetics, The Magic of Believing, and The Power of Positive Thinking. The message in all these books is that thought is creative, and the more you think about something, whether you want it or whether you don't, the more likely it is to happen. So, how does the subconscious work and how important is belief? Let's take a look. This is for the chapter 1. Thank you.